through learning Reiki or doing Reiki, there are people who will begin to see the aura. Hello, how are you? I am back again with Yoko Tsuji, the president of Japan Reiki Association. Yoko has been doing Reiki for almost 30 years now. She began Reiki because of her own illness at age 25. She came across Reiki, and I guess ever since, she is really deep into Reiki. But Yoko actually is an entrepreneur who began her own business at age 17. So she has an amazing logical mind, a business mind, and a spiritual mind. And she unites the two amazingly well to give us logical explanations to things that you don't understand. And so that's why we are asking Yoko our Reiki questions. And let's see what happens. Thank you for joining us today, Yoko.
ありがとう。よろしくお願いします。
All right, so let's begin with the first question. The first one is, it says, can Reiki be used to repel something or someone?
これどう答えようかな。そもそもなぜその人いらないと思う、そのものをいらないと思うか、遠ざけたいと思うかですよね。多分嫌いなのか、苦手なのか、何か自分に不都合があるのか、何かがあるんでしょうね。それを遠ざけるために霊気を使うというよりも、気にならないようにするためには使えると思います。
So I guess the question would lie why you want to repel that thing or person. Perhaps you don't like that person or you don't like that thing. So as far as Reiki is concerned, rather than removing it, you could probably use Reiki so that it doesn't bother you anymore.
霊気はそのエネルギーで誰かをコントロールすることはできません。その人の人生ですし、その人の性格ですからね。
With Reiki, you can't control. Reiki is not used for controlling someone else because, after all, it's that person's life, right? So we don't use Reiki to control anything or anyone.
けれども、自分の乱れた心を落ち着かせたり、バランスを取ることはできます。
But you can definitely use Reiki to calm your own mind, your own self, bring yourself to alignment. That's definitely possible.
なので、そんな風にして、自分自身に使ってほしいですね。
So, in such a situation, do Reiki to yourself. Use it for you.
気にならなくなったら、いたのあったのって感じで、もう悩みじゃなくなってしまいますからね。
Yeah, once you start to work on yourself and that thing or person stops bothering you, like it's not going to bother you anymore, right? So that when the person shows up, you'll be like, oh, you were there. And the thing is right there. You're like, oh, it was still there. So then it's not going to bother you anymore. You won't even think about it.
もちろんね、ここまで聞いてもらったら、それができないから困ってるんですよっていう人もいるかもしれないけどね。
You heard so far and you were like, yes, I know, but I can't do that. That's why I'm asking the question. Don't worry. Don't worry.
けれどもね、自分自身の気を整える技法が日本伝統式にはいくつもあるんですけど、それやってたら、もう許せなかったあの人のことがある日、あれってなった人たちはたくさんいます。私はたくさん見てきた。なので、お楽しみにと思いながらやってもらい。
Again, don't worry, just continue to do Reiki on yourself, because in the traditional Japanese Reiki, we have a number of methods through which you can align your energy, you can balance your energy. So you continue to work on that, and one day you'll be like, oh, it doesn't bother me anymore. The person that you dislike so much, it doesn't bother you anymore. And Yoko says, I have seen many examples, many real life examples of this actually happening. So, just continue doing it and be excited for the day that it will happen. The next question is also very similar. Can I make someone treat me well?
これもまた相手を変える話ですね。
See, again, it's a similar question, right? You're talking about wanting to change the other person.
基本的に霊気で相手を変えたりコントロールすることはできません。
So basically, with Reiki, you're not able to change the other person, or you cannot control somebody else.
これね、逆を考えてみてくださいよ。私のことをどっかの誰かが遠いところから勝手に操作して、私の感情や気分がいちいちコントロールされたと思う。そんなことになってしまったらとんでもないですよね。
So just for a second, think of an opposite situation. What if somebody else, is thinking about you and saying, "Oh, I don't like that person," and that, you are being controlled. Your emotions, your thoughts are being controlled by somebody else. Ooh, right?
なので完全にコントロールすることはできませんけれども、でも、まあ普通に考えてみてください。誰かのことを好きだな、あの人の人生が良くなりますようにっていう思いを持って接していれば、大体いい表情になってる、いい雰囲気になってる、で醸し出す言葉も優しい言葉。それを嫌だと思う人はいないです。
So just think normally. Like just for example, if you begin to talk to this other person, thinking that, yes, I like this person and I hope for the best for this person, then automatically the way you speak towards that person, the energy that you exude toward that person is going to be very pleasant, and your expression will have a smile. So who's going to not like that, right?
これはもう体験を持ってもらったらわかるっていう感じですね。
So just try that, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. By the way, these questions have come from students of the Hong Kong chapter. Um, if someone is already hypersensitive to energy, will learning Reiki make it worse?
感覚は、磨かれる方に行くと思います。けれども、それによってね、要は感情が揺さぶられてネガティブになるかっていう不安、心配からの質問であれば、その心配は、心配してるようなことにはならないので大丈夫です。
So of course the senses get sharpened, right? So like that feeling perhaps probably will get enhanced, but probably the question is stemming from the fact that you are worried that by that will I feel more negatively. So no, to answer your question, no, it will not affect you negatively.
ちょっと話がそれるかもしれないですけども、より相手のことを深く気づけてしまったり、分かってしまったりするようになった場合に何が起こるのかっていうことです。
I may digress a little bit, but let me explain what happens when you begin to understand the person a little bit better, deeper. What happens?
例えばね、ものすごく怒ってる人がいるとしましょうよ。そしたら怖いじゃないですか。怒ってる人が目の前にいたら。怖いって思うかもしれません。
So, for example, if you come across somebody who is feeling really angry, you might feel afraid, right?
けれどもね、もっと深いレベルまで鋭く相手のことが感じ取れるようになると、その怒りの後ろ側にある泣いてるその人や、怯えてるその人や、もっとひどいことになるんじゃないかって心配してるとか、さらには、なんでそんな怯えて心配してるの？なぜなら孤独だから、誰も分かってくれないから、とか、過去こんなきついことが、辛いことがあったから、っていうようなものまで、その人の出してる雰囲気から察することができるようになります。
So, once you begin to kind of dig deeper, understand the energies that's oozing out from that person who is really angry, you'll begin to understand what's actually happening behind that anger. You'll begin to understand that behind the anger, that person is actually afraid, or that person is actually feeling lonely. And then you might be able to go into a further deeper layer and understand why that person is feeling lonely, because you might sense that it is due to something that happened to them in the past. So your understanding for that person gets better.
まあ、そうするとね、例えば怒ってる人、その怒りそのもの、表面上の怒り、そこに反応して、うわ、怖いって、これがゼロにはならないかもしれないけれども、同時に、その怒ってる人の中にいる、なんか泣いてる子供のような、もう一人の内側に隠してる、その人を心の中で、よしよしってこう、包み込んであげるような気持ちが湧いてくるかもしれませんね。
Once you begin to understand the person at the deeper level, of course, because the person is angry, that your fear from that anger may not become zero. But however, because you understand now that perhaps behind that anger, that person is afraid, or that person is crying for whatever reason, you will feel that compassion, and you'll be like, oh, you'll be able to kind of give maybe a virtual hug and be more compassionate towards that person.
そうすると自分自身の感覚は随分と変わるでしょう。少なくともぐさぐさ傷つくっていうような感覚よりは、もうちょっと和らぐと思うんですよね。
So you won't start to feel like on the surface in the beginning, just because you understand the energy, it feels like it's hurting you, knife edging going in. So that's not going to get worse. In fact, that will ease out because you understand it better where that anger is coming from.
くよくよイライラは減っていきますし、生きやすくなると思います。あんまり傷つきにくくなると思います。
To summarize the answer again, just because you are highly sensitive, of course, Reiki enhances your senses. So you might think that you might become more highly sensitive. Yes, your sensitivity will increase, but because your sensitivity increases, you are able to dig deeper into what's happening behind. And usually, when somebody is angry, it's not really the anger, it's something else. Either they are feeling afraid themselves, they're lonely, whatever. There are layers behind. So as a sensitive person, you're able to understand that energy that lies behind. And so you'll be able to feel compassion. So it's not going to hurt you and be like, oh my gosh, overwhelming anymore.
美しいものとかさ、
Mm.
愛とかさ、そういうものもさ、より深くキャッチできるようになって、こう、ちょっとしたことで感激するようなことも増えたりしない。より、
Mm-mm.
よりハイリーセンシティブな
Hi.
方が、ポジティブな方に働いたときにさ、
And usually we always focus on the negative, but like Yoko is saying, the good things, the positive things, you'll be more aware of the positive things in life, and you'll be able to appreciate the positive energies also on a deeper level. So it's going to be advantageous. The final question for today is there any significance of seeing colors of aura?
オーラ見えるようになる人もいますね。うん。全員じゃないけど、その人に必要なことが起こってきますから、うん。見えるようになる人もいますよ。うん。
Yes, depending on the person, through learning Reiki or doing Reiki, there are people who will begin to see the aura. But of course, it's not everybody. What happens is what is needed for you.
まあ、それに何か意味があるかどうかは私はわからないけど、見えたら見えたで面白いよね。
So I can't really tell you, what significance that might be. But if you can see aura, if you can see its colors, then enjoy it.
まあ、ちなみに私はある日突然見えるようになったんですよね。
And by the way, for myself, Yoko says that one day suddenly I began to see aura.
まあ、それからは本当に、すごくどの人も綺麗だなと思いますね。
Since I'm able to see aura, I can see the person through the aura and I can see, wow, how beautiful each person is.
特にアチューメント行わせていただいた直後です。受講生さんの頭の上に真っ白い直径20センチぐらいの柱がね、下手したら天井に当たるぐらいまでこう立ち上がっててね、すごいです。
So especially after the attunement process, when you come to learn Reiki, there is a process called attunement. So, just after that, I can actually see the receiver of the attunements, like from above their head, about a 20 centimeter diameter white light, a beam of white light going sometimes like all the way up to the ceiling of the room. And it's beautiful and amazing. And it usually, I'm going to say, lasts about 2 to 3 days and then it kind of subsides. But it's beautiful.
はい。
Yeah.
まあ、ちなみに、霊気の色は白いですよ。ちょっと青っぽい白。
By the way, Yoko says the color of the Reiki is usually white or kind of bluish white. And yes, I do think there is a significance depending on the color. Like through the auras that I have seen over the years, I can say that yes, different color means different thing. But maybe I will make another video on the colors of aura another day. All right, so thank you very much. We conclude today's session. Until next time, bye-bye.
バイバイ。
はい。ここで終わり。
はい。